everyone. This is Cynthia Gartman with Seniors Blue Book, and today I am joined for our Senior Care Spotlight with Maureen Sirianni. Maureen, you're the Memory Care Outreach Specialist with Country Meadows. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're joining us today. It's so great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just dive right in. How do folks, today we're talking about memory care, and when do folks know it's time to think about residential memory care for themselves or their loved ones? When do they know that?
Well, I mean, for a lot of people, it is hard to figure this out, you know. Oftentimes, as a caregiver, you're caring for your loved one. It could be a spouse or an adult parent, even a sibling or a friend, niece, nephew. And, you know, you start to notice small little things at first, and you constantly are finding yourself adapting and changing to meet their needs. But then ultimately there comes a time when you realize that the needs that they have far outweigh your abilities to care for them. And, you know, ultimately that's the point where people start to really consider either bringing someone into the home to help with care needs, or also looking for senior support in maybe like a retirement community.
Sure. So are there questions that you ask folks to kind of make determinations about what's going on with them?
You know, oftentimes, yeah, there's abilities to have kind of like a checklist. You know, you want to start at the beginning and really determine, you know, what is my loved one's diagnosis, and then doing a little bit of research to understanding and determining how to support the needs of someone with a diagnosis of, say, Alzheimer's disease or related dementia, anything that can cause a challenge to their memory. And again, just making sure that you're able to meet their needs and their care needs in a dignified and safe manner. Then you also have to look at their current living situation and determine, is it safe for them to live there? Whether they have a spouse that lives with them, or, like I said, an adult child that checks in on them. Their safety is a priority that has to definitely be addressed in order to help that person with the challenge with their memory to be supported living, you know, in their own home environment. A couple of things that we look for too is how much is that person with a challenge with their memory able to do for themselves successfully? Do they need verbal cueing or verbal reminders? Do they need physical guidance and support? And all of those really kind of help kind of lay the groundwork for the interest or the abilities of the caregiver to be able to provide that support for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you also have to determine safety. You know, when you look at not just someone's physical needs, but their physical capabilities, and, you know, is the spouse going to get injured or hurt in trying to provide care? So again, you have to look at what people's physical capabilities are within the home in a safe manner. We also have to look at just patients in general. You know, is the caregiver able to provide safe, supportive care without losing their patience, but being that supportive and encouraging spotlight for the person that's having the challenge with their memory. And we also have to make sure too that the caregiver is not putting their life on hold and not doing things that interest them. It might be, you know, stalling in their job, or not being able to spend time with extended family or other loved ones. And I think oftentimes as caregivers, people forget that their social and their cognitive and their physical and their emotional needs also decline when they're caring for a loved one at home. And so that's something that can also be very impactful when you think about someone's health and success.
Absolutely.
It really is. And then, you know, we talk about just ultimately knowing what fits the interests of the family and the person that's living with the challenge, and are they able to support those needs and interests at home, or do they need, you know, a broader range of stimulation in the program? such as memory support.
Absolutely. So what should someone look for if they're looking for a memory care residential type program?
Mhm. Well, like I was saying, I think it's important that when you're looking for a memory support program, you're looking at those interests, those things that that make the home environment feel home-like. Maybe there are like-minded opportunities for engagement and socialization, and just opportunities for that person's life to thrive and
Right.
and find that, like I said, I call it that safety net, but it's an opportunity for them to continue to thrive.
Absolutely. And I think that they can go to your website and look at that criteria, countrymeadows.com, I think /tips, I think is what they should look for, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. So do you have anything else that might be helpful for the viewers?
Actually, we do. We have a 16-page guide called Understanding the Dementia's Effects on Your Loved One and Family. And it is filled with a lot of advice, including, different types of memory loss and tips for visiting someone that has memory loss or a challenge with their memories. This tip guide even helps families that have young children, help them understand what's happening to their loved ones. And we also cover a lot of legal and financial planning opportunities for those that have interest.
Well, that's great. I know that this is a really scary time for families when they're dealing with all this complexity. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys have thought through all of this and have this readily available for folks. We'll definitely have your contact information or contact information for the Country Meadows staff at the end of this video. And they can also click to receive a copy of that 16-page guide. Maureen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Cynthia.
Okay. See you later.
Take care.